All right. We live, baby. Hopefully. All right. See if this is working. Let's check it out. Check it out. See if this is working. Oh, working right there. Cool. All right. X is working. Let's check YouTube stream. Oh, that's cool. Look, it does that on YouTube now whenever I go live. It pops that up.
Oh,
Nice. Cool. Sweet. I was 1 minute late, Techwood. Damn. I'm just messing.
fashionably late.
Hmm.
Fashionably
Thank you, OZMT. All right.
late.
Let me unpin this from the profile real quick. Should have the live stream going. Let me copy this. Let me send it out in the Discord. If everyone watching live on X can please like and retweet, please repost the stream, letting people know that it has begun. It is also recorded as always. That way, if they cannot attend it live, it can still reach them at some point in time. They can watch it later on tonight. Send it out in Discord. Do, 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 do. Awesome. Thank you, Kyle, for reposting it. Thank you, Liv. Thank you, Posty. Please like and repost the stream. So obviously, same three every night. Spy. Yeah, let me get some of it. Diet Dr. Pepper. Thank you, Brando. What's up, Brando? I hope you're doing good, man. Same three as always, right? Spy, QQQ, and IWM. The other three, obviously, because I make my watch list of 6 every week. The other three is going to be Disney. Everyone's seen me post about Disney. I'm long as all can be right now on Disney. Apple and Tesla. I'm not going to go over all of the credit spreads that I'm looking for this week, but I'm utilizing obviously my Peakbot account for credit spreads. And something that I'm going to do this week as well is within my retirement account that I have that I trade some of these credit spreads on. What I'm going to do, my goal is to make $1,000 this week within the retirement account solely just from credit spreads. Um, so within my credit spread watch list, I have TQQQ, I have KO, I have all 3 cruise lines, RCL, CCL, and NCLH. I have Twilio, TWLO, XOM. I have Nike. I have SLV, which is silver. And then I have 3M, which is MMM. So I'm looking, all of those honestly are bullish positions. Most of them are, I believe all of them. I have to double check, but I believe every single one of those are bullish positions going to be put credit spreads this week on these names. So I'm going to be sharing and posting a handful of these credit spreads, the exact ones, the strikes, they're all the expirations for these credit spreads. They execute on Monday or Tuesday this week, and the options that it's going to pick for the credit spread, the expiration is going to be Friday. It's always going to be Friday for the end of the week. I believe it's going to be a couple of dollars out of the money, which around like 0.20 delta, and then go a few strikes below um, whatever strike that you sell for the credit spread. So I'm going to share a few of those this week. I'm going to post the exact ones, the ticker. So it'd be like XOM, for example. So if I go look at XOM right now, I've been talking about it for a while. It has a beautiful daily channel. And I'm already in an iron condor for XOM, but looking at XOM options for 5DTE, potentially look to sell the 114 puts and buy like the 110s, right, or 111s, do a few dollars out, right? So by doing that, I'm going to collect like 20 something dollars on the premium, do like 10 credit spreads there, collect $200 on that trade by the end of the week, as long as by Friday expiration, XOM holds and stays above 114. So just that, for example, I'll be sending all of those trade alerts that I'm taking on credit spreads on Twitter this week on X. So again, probably going to share about 5 of those, and the goal is by the end of the week, between those 5 credit spreads, however many it is that I decide to take, and the strikes and the premiums, we'll see how everything lines up on Monday and Tuesday, to make $1,000. Now I'm going to share that with everybody on X throughout the week, just to show the kinds of different strategies out there and how credit spreads work, as little easy passive income on the side while day trading, your normal options or futures, whatever it is, but have credit spreads passively working in the background for you throughout the week, just collecting premium. So the goal of credit spreads is to have it slightly work in your favor, or for the stock to be flat. You make money on theta decay for when it starts burning the premiums. Essentially, credit spreads, you want the position to expire completely worthless by the end of the week, because you're selling options, you're not buying options. So whoever bought the freaking option, they're going to hold that shit to go to zero. You're going to collect all the premium from it. It's going to expire for plus 100%. Easy day. So I'm going to share that with everybody. So let's go ahead, jump into the 6. First up is SPY, which is currently in a squeeze on the 15-minute time frame, which closed starting to the downside. So trading SPY on Friday's session was very, very simple. It was very, very easy to trade SPY on Friday, upside and downside, just using Thursday's session. I had a couple one-on-ones this weekend, and I used this chart, for example, when talking about supply, demand, support, resistance. If you notice here on SPY, just mark this top. See this bottom right here? This was the biggest downside move. This hitting this level up here, this rejection or this supply, right? This was SPY's biggest downside move, I believe, for the day, right? The biggest bounce and upside move that SPY got was off of this level right here, right? This is Thursday's session. If you just marked those 2 levels right there, and then Friday's session opened up, look how this played out. Look, it was the same thing. The second it hit up here, just short it and get puts. The second it tested down here, nice green hammer candle, long bottom wick showing buyers are present near that 557 area, go long. And meanwhile, that's a Morningstar candlestick pattern. That's a bullish pattern at the bottom of a downtrend. Take it to the upside, right? So looking at SPY right now, that's going to be where I'm looking at. That's my call trigger and that's my put trigger. It's 563 and 557. So this is my current resistance, also my supply zone. You can kind of just mark this area here. If I turn on MMK, it's probably going to do it for me. Yeah, there it is. MMK already does it for me. There's another zone right down here. That's the previous day low right here. So it marking that for me is fantastic because I can put a level there, which is going to be beautiful. So for this, I'm going to mark here to probably probably right up there. That's going to be it. I'll change this to red because that'll be a target spot. I can turn MMK back off. Whoops, wrong one. So as of right now, this is my resistance and that's my supply zone. This is going to be my support. This is going to be my demand zone on SPY. So SPY comes down to this bottom zone right here around 557 to 557.3. Initially, I'm going to look to go long. Previous price action shows that buyers are present there. I'm going to look to get calls. SPY up here around 562.50 to 563, that 50-cent area. I'm going to look to initially go short. Previous price action shows that sellers are present and they drive the price action down every time it's tested. So until proven otherwise, that's what I'm going to do. The only way, again, where this will potentially be my call trigger. Again, initially I look to go short when it hits this. The only way it becomes a call trigger and I look to go long is when there is an SR flip. When the resistance gets flipped to support. When it breaks above it, instead of rejecting it like it did over here, I want to see it break above it. I want to see it pull back. I want to see buyers step in, show that they're going to hold it here, treat it as support, and then take it up to that next high, right? So that's right there. That's where I'm going to enter into calls, right there. And that's how it's going to be my call trigger. Vice versa, initially take the calls off of here, but the only way that I short it is if SPY breaks below it, comes back up here, retest it, and then take it down to those next levels. And then right here, that would be a put trigger when it does an SR flip, when that support gets flipped to resistance. Right there. That's where my entry is going to end up taking place. So let me go ahead and screenshot this. I can send that out later. For SPY. Next is QQQ. QQQ is going to be very similar. Very, very similar. Look, this is from my one-on-one session. Look, I still have it set up here on QQQ. So let me go ahead and get these arrows off. So for QQQ, it's going to be around this 477 area. Did she wake back up? Uh-oh.
I thought I heard something through the 24 burner.
One of the kids is waking up. So for QQQ, 477 and 483. Those are going to be the two big levels. So 483 is resistance and my supply. Initially look to go short off of 483 on QQQ. I will then go long when there is a break and hold above that, and then I will target 485.4. 477.
My mama senses
477. I'll look to initially go long down here between 477 and 476 when there is a break and hold underneath this area here. That is where I will then look to flip short. Oh, there's multiple squeezes here. Download this real quick. So there's a squeeze on the 4 hour on QQQ. Currently trying to go downside, so very interesting. What does a 30-minute have too? 30-minute says upside. That's just because of the run up into the close there. Technically, there is a lower high right there. Let me switch that to the 5 real quick. So that might line up nicely. If you see this break above the trend line here is going to be key. It's going to go back up here. It could retest it and then come back up. And then when it does that break and hold above that 483. So this can be, depending on how the chart's set up, I mean, a lot of factors will come in by this time. Could be a good bounce spot here around the 481 on the break of this trend line and the back test of it, at least to take it back up to this previous high right here, be able to scale some profits on the calls, and then like move my stop up to entry or slightly in profit. And then if it continues higher, I'm already in the trade solid. If I'm not, then I'll look to enter in long up here, again on the break and hold above 483. So depends on how it ends up setting up for the week. But those are the zones and levels there on QQQ. IWM, different ball game. IWM does its own thing. That's the reason why I like it. 30-minute squeeze showing downside seems to be a common theme right now. Fucking missed the loading the boat down here on IWM sub 200. That was freaking key. That would have been so nice. Let's see what we got here. So we got this resistance zone up here. Previous price action has this spot right here, 221. Down to probably honestly this 220 psych level, but probably just that 221 area will be good. There's a big spot right there. What's that? That's like 219. Let me see how that looks over here. Oh yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. Let me drop it down to the 5. And then turn this off. Actually, let me take it over to the 15-minute real quick. Yeah. Beautiful. So look at that. That top level, 221.10, lines up right up there at the top of the MMK zone. This 15-minute chart with 219, you'll see initially it got rejected right here on the top of this wick. The next candle actually took IWM all the way down here. Buyers stepped in, closed above it. It did an SR flip right here. Sellers tried to push it back down. Buyers stepped straight back in, bought it up, closed it above this level again, and that's what took it to the 221.10. So that's going to be a big spot. So 221.10 and 219 on IWM. If I can type, what kind of word was that? It's going to be my resistance. This is going to be my support. So again, initially hitting 221.10, I'll look to go short on IWM. A break and hold above 221.10, I'll look to go long. A back test down here of 219, I will look to go long off support if buyers are showing they are present. A break and close under 219, I'll look to go short. Got to go back on IWM a little bit. That's going to be a big target here. That's going to be a really big target. 221.70. Right here. What's that? That's 222 on the dot. And right here. Right here. Let me change these targets. It's a big spot right here. What area is this? This is that's 218. There's a small level right here, 218.50. I say this all the time with IWM. IWM loves the quarter increment levels, like 218, 218.25 to 218.50, 218.75, and then just the whole psych levels. IWM loves to hit those freaking areas. Like this level right here, 217.25. And then look, this bottom wick down here, look at this. It's 216.77. It's almost like 75. It just lines up with 75, 25, 18, 50, and then 219 is right there. So kind of respects that. Drop it down to the 5 minute real quick. So here we go. And those would be my targets upside and my targets downside for IWM. And screenshot that. Checking the messages if I can. Oh, we're almost at 1,000 people in here. Let's go. See if I can check the live chat if it lets me do it without messing up the stream. All right, those are the big three, and then we'll quickly go through the next ones. Disney. I'm long Disney. Very long on Disney. Oh, 4-hour squeeze on Disney. 4-hour squeeze downside as well. Oh, it does let me check it. All right, cool. 960. Almost at 1,000. Let's go. All right. Disney, the big thing is the daily. So if you know Disney right here, this downtrend that it's been in, every time it tries to break above the 9 EMA and it looks good, it rejects the 21 EMA to just confirm we're still in the downtrend. Did the same thing here, came back down. Now, Disney is doing a flip above the EMAs. It is now breaking above the 9 EMA and the 21, and it is consolidating and closing above it. I mean, you can kind of articulate maybe a potential bull flag here. Whoopsies, that was a little extended. On Disney, see if this gets this breakout. That's not really what I'm looking at. I really like these green hammer candles right here at these bottom wicks. Every time they're coming back down to that daily 9, they're driving the price straight back up and closing it above the daily 21. I freaking love to see that. You can almost see a little bit of a potential inverse head and shoulders. You got a little shoulder here maybe, you got the head right here, the pop back up, and then, I mean, can be consolidating, creating this little left shoulder or right shoulder here. But that's all kind of besides what I'm looking at. This is the main thing that I'm looking at here. Draw this trend line here at this top. 1, 2, 3, boom. So trend line, hit it once here, twice here, 3 times here, And now we are above the trend line and above the daily EMAs, and is now putting in a higher low potentially as well. So I am already long Disney. I don't mind adding more into Disney, but what is this, 91.6 down to, I mean, technically like 89 bucks. But I personally I don't want it to break below like the daily 9, which is at, what's the daily 9 EMA at right now? It's at what, 89.57. So I would say this area here, this is where I'm going to accumulate potentially more Disney positions here. This is what I want to hold to get my calls. It's in this area right here. When mission is a go to break above 91.65, I have $92 calls. I want to take those in the money. There's a small little gap right up here. It's going to take it to like 92.62. That's where I want to get my first target on Disney. After that, 93.50. What's the top up here on this wig? I mean, $93.50, $94. I mean, it's not going to be like perfect. And then 95 bucks is right up there. So that's what I'm looking here on Disney. Again, I'm already in some calls. I believe. Let me pull up my Webull account actually. What do I have left? I have Disney $92 calls. I have Disney for September 20th. I have Disney $95 calls for September 20th as well. And then I have 105s November 15. And then I have 110s for December 20th. I'll probably look to add a few more. Probably grab those October calls again that I had before. I think they were 94s or 95s for October. But this thing, I hate Disney with passion. I hate trading Disney, but I've already made some decent money from the Disney calls before on this initial run-up right here. Sold majority for profit, and now getting back into some of those positions with the profits to see if it's going to continue higher after breaking this daily trend line here. So, screenshot that. After that is Apple, which I believe Apple's setup that I have that I'm watching is on the 4-hour along with Tesla. Let's see what we got here. Apple is in a massive squeeze here on the 4-hour. It was going downside, as you can see here. The squeeze on Apple 4-hour, little red dots right here, right? Squeeze was going downside, it flipped red, it's still in the squeeze, and now it's trying to curl back upside. The MACD is currently going to the downside. So if the squeeze continues to go upside, the MACD most likely will start to curl to the upside as well. The issue for Apple right now is 227 to 228. I've been freaking just shorting it every single time. But it's that spot right here. This is what Apple is having trouble breaking above. and then 225 area. Where's it at? 225 here, down to 220. I mean, probably just 224. I mean, there's a big spot on Apple, like right down here as well. But I mean, that would be like first target. Upside targets here, just 229.50 to 230. If I drop this down to the 5-minute, this is what I'm looking at here on Apple, and it's just stuck. Look at that. Apple is stuck. It is stuck. So this is the resistance where every time Apple gets up here, I just talk about shorting it every single time. And then this is the support area. So every time Apple gets to 227 to 228, look for a freaking shooting star, some kind of freaking, I mean, both of these setups, if you look here, Apple got a really big pop, and then look at these upper wicks. These upper wicks right here on the 5-minute, yeah, sellers are freaking active right there, and they're pressing. Go over to Friday, beautiful shooting star right here at the top. And again, all of these candles still closing under 228. So sellers are present here and still closing the price action below it. So again, that dollar area right up here and this dollar area right below down here, Apple is just stuck in here. If it breaks above that zone, then target the 229.50 to 230 area. That would be target. Downside area here. Let me try to pinpoint it as close as I can. I would be scaling. I mean, there's an intra level like right there. That's clear as freaking day. 223 and then 222. It's a dollar move each time downside. So again, initially hitting 224, 225 area. See if buyers are present. If they are, take the price action straight back up to 227, 228. Gets to 227, 228 until proven otherwise. If sellers are present, shooting star, pushing those candles down, put flow coming in, whatever you use. And it's a short every single time until there's a break and hold above it, and the bulls are stronger than the bears, and you see more bullish structure set up on Apple. At that point in time, closing over top of it, then take the calls up to 229.50 to 230 area. Vice versa, starts to break and hold under 224. Quick dollar moves downside to 223. After that, it's 222. So I'll screenshot that as well. Last but not least, Tesla. Tesla is setting up. It's trying to get this 921 EMA crossover. So got the crossover here to the downside. Got a nice move down. The EMAs are now trying to cross. They have not yet. They are 11 cents off each other. The 21 is 21. 21. Every time we talk about 21 EMA, I think of nonsense, and we all go 21, 21. The 21 EMA is 11 cents underneath the 9 EMA currently. So we want to see those cross and want to see Tesla continue to hold above it. Looking at Tesla actually right here, looks like an inverse head and shoulders here on the 4-hour. So this is what I would watch. So I want to see if I can pull it up. Let me see if I can. I don't want to expose the empticator on here, but the empticator kind of lines up near where my purple line did right here on Tesla, which we just reclaimed, which was good support on the 4-hour. So Tesla has this trend line here. It broke above the trend line, and it just did a back test of the trend line and is holding it. So now you have this trend line. Beautiful. At the same time, you have a potential inverse head and shoulders setting up here on Tesla now. Absolutely gorgeous chart. So now the question is, this is a big spot on Tesla right up here. What is that? I mean, it's 231-ish area. That right there, that's a big spot on Tesla. That's where I'm going to end up taking the calls up to. Now, looking at Tesla right there, there's a smaller trend line. If I drop it down to the 1-hour, from these highs right here, that's going to be my call trigger. That resistance right here, right there. What's that, like 226, 225 area? Yeah. That's going to end up being my call trigger. I can already tell. Yeah. That's going to be good. So, I know this chart looks messy. Woo! That's a big-ass moth. You've got this big trend line break right here. Now it just has this smaller trend line right here, and as long as it holds the bottom one as well, with this potential inverse head and shoulders, I absolutely love calls right here. I absolutely love taking the calls right here. And then my target's above 226. Probably going to be 230 psych level, obviously just because it's 230 psych level. But then 231.6, 231.36, and then 236.4 area. Those would be my targets. So I really like this chart setup right here on Tesla. Again, it just broke a major trend line right here and just did a back test and hold of it. And now it put in this higher low and has this bottom trend line, which lines up with that right shoulder that it just created for the potential inverse head and shoulder setup. This is probably my favorite setup of the week. Jordan, I believe, is still in Tesla. Talked about some positions on Tesla on the last Friday session. I did swing calls on Tesla from Thursday session into Friday session. Got a nice payday up here. Closed the position. Tesla came back down, and it actually closed around that area. I believe I was in 255 calls for Tesla, so I'm going to look to take those again. I can't remember the expiration, but I know Jordan has been talking about $300 strikes on Tesla. I'm looking for anywhere from October, December, or potentially January 2025 calls for Tesla as well, and it's probably going to be closer to around that like 300 plus strike. So absolutely love this chart on Tesla. I just screenshotted it, and I will make sure to post this and make sure I have them all. Let's see. We have SPY. We have QQQ. We have IWM. We have Apple. We have Disney. And last but not least, the favorite for this week is Tesla. So those are the 6. Those are the charts. I just download them all to the computer. I will upload them here momentarily. Let me check the chat real quick before I jump off. 1.3K. Love you guys. Thank you. Oops. $9.21 EMA for day trading. I use $9.21 EMA on absolutely everything. Day trading, swing trading. Those are the big 2 EMAs that I always look at on any trade, on all time frames. Keith, 21. Thought I had a cricket in my car, but it's just Casey's background. So, all right. 1,300 people in here. Thank you guys. Again, please like and repost the live. It is recorded. That way, all the people that could not attend it live, they can still see the post later on and watch it either later tonight or tomorrow morning. So those are the 6. I will post those 6 charts here momentarily in my Discord, and I will post them on the Twitter account as well. So shout out to the Casey Trade Discord members that are here on the live. We're going to absolutely crush it this week, and I will see everybody tomorrow morning live on Spaces and in Discord.